Hello again, everybody. As I say every single video, long time no see. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all probably know where I've been. I've been at school, very busy, very stressed. Mental health was plummeting at certain points, but I've officially finished this semester and final grades actually come out in 3 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. I can do math. And I'm very nervous about it, but we're thriving. I think I did well, so I hope I'm correct. That is not what this video is about. Today's video is going to be my bullet journal for the year. Oh, this is uneven. It's closer. Today I'm going to be showing you guys what my bullet journal has been like for this year, for 2021. I actually never had a chance to do a video on this at any point, really, during this year, but I'm happy to be doing one now. So before I even show you my bullet journal, I want to make a little disclaimer that my bullet journal has gotten absolutely beaten the fuck up over this last year because I take it with me every single day and it got kind of messed up, and it's definitely user error and not like product error, because let me get my one out from last year too. So this is my bullet journal from last year, and as you can see, it's like kind of off kilter, but it's not like unstable. Like this isn't like a falling off, the pages aren't like falling out, it's all pretty stable. And then let me show you the current state of my bullet journal. This is her currently, front cover fully just falling off, pages falling out. The back cover is also just completely off. It's been off for about like a couple weeks probably. Tried to fix it, I have not been able to fix it. This thing just sticking out, it's a mess. So I just wanted to give a disclaimer before I showed it, just because I know it is my fault entirely, not the product's fault. And I mean, like, these types of like rings for notebooks are not the sturdiest thing in the world, and neither is a cardboard cover, but I know that it's literally my fault. So I do still recommend this journal that I have. The journal that I use is from Muji. I think it's the A5, and it's got like 100 or so pages in it, and it's only $3.50 USD, which is really cheap and really good for really good quality paper. Sorry, there's something outside. It's really cheap and really good for good quality paper, and I haven't even used all the pages in it, and I'm probably not going to. I have like probably 15 pages in it left. So it's a really good option for a bullet journal if you like plain pages. So I'm gonna just set the back cover to the side and we'll just go from here. So this is the cover of it. It's completely hand drawn on besides the sticker up here. You can see I very clearly wrote 2020 instead of 2021 at first. Also, please do not mind the boxes in my background or my laundry basket. Man, I really should have like cleaned. I super didn't. That's okay though. All hand drawn on. There's some little friends here at the bottom. There's a little turtle on this guy and a little rabbit. I am by no means at all an artist. I bullet journal for fun and for my own personal sanity a lot of the time, because a lot of like pre-made planners they don't have enough space for what I need, and they also aren't as fun. So some of the art in here is definitely questionable, and I think that's totally fine because it's my journal, who cares? So the next thing that I always keep in my bullet journal, and I actually transfer it on throughout my bullet journals, is this little things to buy thing, because I have the brain size of a peanut and I can't remember things that I want a lot of the time. So like I will think of something that I really want and then I will just write it down, and if I don't write it down, it will exit out through the other year before I can even think about putting it on like an Amazon list. That's what this is for. I haven't updated it in a really long time because I've actually been keeping a lot of lists on my phone recently. It's in here in case I ever need it. So the next thing I have is something that I do at the beginning of every bullet journal, and that is a little full year calendar, just in case. I also tend to not look back at this page very much, which is why it's fairly low effort It's for aesthetic purposes only, really. A lot of the time I just look at my Google Calendar. People going 50 down my street right now. I usually just look at my Google Calendar instead because it's more easily accessible, especially when I'm like on the go, but it's for aesthetic purposes. The next page is my New Year's resolutions, which I haven't checked any of them off yet, but I've actually done a fair amount of them. The New Year's resolutions that I do are usually pretty vague, but also pretty standard, I feel like. So like happy and healthy overall, happy and healthy relationships, self-love, do things that make me happy and make me love my body and my life. Like that's all pretty standard stuff. It's just really like me setting intentions for myself rather than actual like physical goals, if that makes sense at all. I don't know if it does make sense to anyone but me, but that's how I do my New Year's resolutions most of the time. And then I also do a couple specific goals. So like read more, like 5-ish books. School I put on here because I wanted to get like a 3.7 cumulative GPA. I don't know if that's possible now because of this one class I took this semester, but it's beside the point. Doing a recital, I'm doing that next semester. Travel, which I did do, and better skincare. So that's kind of the gist of my New Year's resolutions. The next thing I do, I usually have some form of like monthly check-in or yearly overview in every single bullet journal that I do. I genuinely don't remember what I did in my last bullet journal for that, but I feel like it wasn't consistent. This is what I did in my last bullet journal. It was just like a weird little line graph, and I did like it. It just got kind of excessive for me to look at, so I did it this way this year instead. So the red is super stinky, the orange is kind of bad, the green is meh, the purple is good, and the pink is fantastic. So not a lot of fantastic, but also not a lot of super stinky either, so I consider that a win. It's a lot of meh and a lot of good with a couple little kind of bads thrown in, which makes me consider this year a pretty good success. Sorry, I keep looking outside. I keep hearing things happening outside, and I keep, oh, it's all falling out. Anyway, this is so stupid. This just all fell out. The next thing is the books that I've read this year, and actually a couple of these are half finished, but the ones I have fully finished, 6 full books this year, which is more than I've read the last 2 years combined, I think. And a couple of them were for school. If it gives me an excuse to read, I'm not upset about it. And then I'm in the middle of a couple other books. And then I've played a couple games this year. You can pause to read that if you want to. Same with this. This is all the movies I've seen this year. I don't really like movies that much, which that page would beg to differ, but these are all literally just falling out. That's fine. I took a theater history class last semester. Sorry for any weird cuts. My phone fell. I took a theater history class last semester. We had to watch a lot of movies and plays, so I just counted them all on here, but that's all the movies. And then next is fun events and travel that I've done this year. I've done a lot of really cool things this year, had a lot of really cool opportunities, and I wanted to document them. So I have a feeling that all these pages are just gonna fall out one by one. I'm gonna try to prevent that from happening. All right, so next is TV shows I've watched. I haven't watched a lot of shows, and also when I'm like keeping track of these things, most of the time it's like stuff that I even watched a couple episodes of, or like stuff that I've seen before that I watched again, that sort of thing. So the next thing I have is spring schedule for last semester. I always put little visual schedules in. They stay on. Nope. This is fine. The next pages that I have are my January spread. So this was my first monthly little intro page, and then this is the second part. January was very empty for me, besides school starting, which is why it looked like that. And then I make a playlist for every month. I actually forgot for a couple months of this year just because I wasn't thinking about it, but I have a page for each month somewhere in my bullet journal or on my Spotify. This is my first weekly, and I found out very quickly that I didn't like this particular like spread because it's so restrictive to me, and I like being able to like customize things throughout the week. That's one thing that I really enjoy about bullet journaling, which is why I still do it. So this is my first weekly, and it is 2-sided. So there's that, and this is how I did most of my weeklies for the year, and I'm not going to show you all of them obviously because that's a lot, but I want to describe to you how I formatted them kind of. I would usually put the week, like the school week up here. We had 16-week semester this semester, and last semester was 14. So I would put the week of school that it was. And then I would usually put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or yeah, just weekend, I guess, on one side. And then also I would have this little like sidebar where I would put like a calendar with a highlighted thing of the week that I was currently in. And then this was my self-care tracker. It was for my own sake because I'm really bad at remembering like self-care things for myself, and I thought that it would help me keep track if I could see it visually, and it did help a lot. And then on this other side I have, what does that say? Oh, my gratitude thing. I used to do that. I don't really do that anymore because it just got like, it felt tedious to me, and I feel like I shouldn't have to write down what I'm grateful for to be grateful for it, you know what I'm saying? And then I had weekly tasks, which I did do fairly consistently. So this next spread is one of my favorites. This is my next spread. It's my 6 months ahead, and these are just January, February, March, April, May, June, and then these are all the important events from the last months. And if you can see on here, they're all highlighted or circled in some way, and they're color-coded. This was my February playlist, and then the February overview. And also, I don't think I've mentioned this, but for the overviews that I do for every month, I usually only put events in like important dates. I don't put every single thing I'm going to be doing because that's what the weeklies are kind of for. And I think that kind of like defeats the purpose rather. A weekly, if you get what I'm saying. This is a weekly spread that I really liked. It was very satisfying, and it's still very satisfying to look at. This was my March theme. I made a doodle page and then I only used it once. I do that a lot, and I've done it like every single year I've had a bullet journal, and I think it's really funny that I keep doing it. But one thing that I did in this bullet journal that I haven't done for a while is project planning. So I made this little spread for planning my distinction research that I'm doing, because I had to plan out like a topic proposal. And so I did it in my bullet journal. I tried this new format as well this year, and I really did not enjoy it. It didn't have that same restrictive quality as some of the other ones did, like that I didn't like, but I don't know, it wasn't as pleasing to me. I don't like the boxes. It just kind of bothered me. This was my April theme, very green, very springy. I also like to do due date spreads, especially at the end of a semester, because it's really hard to keep track of everything. So this is what mine looked like for the end of last semester, the spring semester of 2021. This side has due dates and the other side has projects. I had a lot of different projects that I had to do. It was really exhausting. The spread really helped me keep track of everything. This was the last day of, like, the last week of classes, which is why it's super empty, and I just like didn't finish it because I was not really focused on my bullet journal at that point, and I didn't really need to be because I was just doing finals week and a lot of my stuff was online anyway. This was my May spread. I really liked the May spread. I do packing lists in my bullet journals as well, so that was for, I don't even know what this was for. Oh, it was for, I was going to a bachelor party and then going to stay at my boyfriend's grandmother's house because he was house sitting, and I went and hung out with them for like 5 days. I made a things to pay for spread. I had a lot of things that I had to pay for over the summer that I could not keep track of in my head, so I just wrote it down. And then also summer plans. I had a lot of really fun things planned that I also couldn't keep track of in my head, so I just wrote them all down. This is my June monthly. I really like my June spread. It's just so simple. I made a page for my summer class that I took, which was just 7 weeks worth of class. Sorry, my candle was having a field day. Also, the tornado sirens are going off. Don't even worry about it. Summer class right here. I took a summer class that was only for 7 weeks. I don't really do a lot of bullet journaling during the summer just because I don't really need to, but this is my July spread. I try to do a monthly for every month of the year, regardless of if I'm in school or not. I made another packing list because I went to a convention, and then this was my other 6 months ahead for the second half of the year. Here I have a school supply list and then another packing list. I did a lot of traveling this summer, which I'm just now realizing. August, very Christmassy. I don't know why I did it like that. Here's the other half of it. Oh, sorry. Other half of it. My crazy schedule from this last semester. Absolute insanity, and it looks a lot more manageable than it actually was. It was bad. This was my first spread of the school year, which I thought was really nice. Very, very much. Here's my September. I don't know what it is about September. It's a thing that I've noticed throughout all my years of bullet journaling, but something about September, I always have spreads that I don't like, and I don't know why. There's a couple of these in this bullet journal that I did that are just single pages, and it's not something I do very often because, again, I don't like the restrictiveness of one page. There's some that I actually really liked having as one page, and I don't know why I chose to do it like that for some of them. And also I started implementing this thing, how was your day, and putting little ratings for how my day was. I really like this spread. I think it's really cute. There's a little snail friend up here, little mushroom house. I get a lot of my ideas from Instagram, by the way, if any of you need any inspiration for your bullet journals. I have a whole folder of stuff that I save from bullet journal accounts. This is my October theme, and on the side, all those bars, that was a practice log that I made. I don't know why I made it, because I had like a fall break right in the middle, and then I didn't have a private lesson for like a month. It was a nice thought. Here's another one of those single day spreads, as well as my fall break plans. This is just like 4 days of a week, because I had fall break, so I didn't really need all of that space, which was nice. This is another one that I'm proud of. I just want to share it. This is my November. I had to very subtly hide my gift idea list because some of those people have not gotten their gift yet. Here's another single page that I made for Thanksgiving break, the week of Thanksgiving break, because I had 2 days of school and then I had a lot of work I had to do over break. So I just put all of my to-do list up here, and then I put my plans for every single day of that week. And this is another single week because it was the last week of class and I didn't need all the space. This was my finals week spread, and I put a little post-it note on it because I finished everything. And then yeah, I'm actually proud of this one as well. It's actually not done, but it's my December monthly, my December schedule, and then my winter break plans. And that is truly my entire bullet journal. Again, I apologize for it being in this state. Again, it's literally my fault entirely. It's just a bummer because I like keeping these things around. Yeah, I really appreciate you watching if you watched all of this, and I hope you found it interesting. If you ever have any questions for me, feel free to send me a DM on my socials, which are down below, or you can comment on this video and I will get back to you. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I apologize for all the disturbances throughout this video, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.